What is up, everybody? Spektrades back here. In this video, we're going over mastering the daily bias in just 4 simple steps. Before we get started on the video, make sure to give me a follow on Instagram at Spektrades. This is where I am most active at. If you have any questions, make sure to give me a DM on Instagram at Spektrades. Let's hop back in the video. For the first step to mastering the daily bias, we have to understand the weekly trend and where we are currently at. Without understanding the weekly, there's no way we can go throughout the week and just understanding throughout the days exactly where we are currently at. So first and foremost, make sure you guys are taking notes and just let's go over this, right? I have charts and just everything ready, right? So first we have to understand the weekly trend and where you are currently at. Are you currently in a bearish or bullish trend? Slash, we gonna understand the draw on liquidity and where price may head toward to, right? So with us understanding the draw on liquidity, it positions us every single day to understand exactly where price is drawing to and where price is currently heading to. So we are currently always stay in line with the higher time frame order flow, because if we are in line with the higher time frame order flow, we are can execute on the lower time frame way better and way more precisely. So first right here, just some notes. Analyze the weekly trend. Review the previous weekly price action to identify the overall trend. Consider recent news events and market sentiment shifts. Evaluate potential catalysts for the upcoming week, such as earnings releases, economic data releases, central bank announcements, and just etc. All this right here is just what we do for our weekly outlook. Just so if you guys are in the free Telegram below, I always send out a weekly outlook where I send out my weekly outlook for the week for each of the pairs that I trade and just the news releases, right? So this all of this right here is super important for us to understand our weekly / daily bias, right? So if we're understanding each day exactly, right? So for each day there might be a news on Monday but no news on Tuesday. So we have to keep that in mind, right, for us to understand exactly what is in line for that current day, right? And then is the bearish and bullish trend. Determine if the market is currently in a bearish or bullish trend based on the overall price action. So bearish trend, prices are constantly falling, lower lows and lower highs. And then a bullish trend is just prices constantly rising and creating higher highs and higher lows. And then for the expectations, we're just gonna formulate an expectation for the week, right? That's just for our weekly outlook, exactly what we are currently looking for the upcoming week, right? This is just our anticipation, right? So for us, if we are anticipating a bearish week, we're gonna anticipate further downside price movement, right? We're gonna anticipate price to just keep falling down lower. And then if we are anticipating a bullish week, it's just us expecting prices to continue rising above old highs, right? Above old highs and just creating newer higher highs, right? So right here is for the Euro-USD pair. I had sent out this weekly outlook last week. So for me, I was expecting for price to come and draw down here. So you can read this right here. This is my bias right here. I did this on the daily because the daily has showed me more price action than the weekly, right? So that's why I have put it on the daily. But right here is just me putting out the weekly outlook, right? So right here was just my bias, what I was expecting for the week, right? And then I was expecting for price to come and clear this pool of liquidity right here. So this right here was my draw on liquidity, this old low right here, as you can see. Boom. As you can see right here, it wasn't currently there yet, but this is where I was expecting, right, based on the weekly, right, on the weekly / daily, right? This is where I was expecting for price to draw toward to. So this was the before. Then yesterday was Friday, so this was the after, right? So I was expecting for price to come and clear this old low right here, and as you can see, price came and just purge right through it. So this was my draw on liquidity. So this is where I was expecting to. So for the first part, in understanding the daily bias, we have to understand where are you currently at in the market and where you are looking for price to draw towards to, right? So for me, I was expecting for these old lows to come to. So each day in the market, I was looking for sales, right? Because sales are just better, right? Because I'm expecting a bearish trend, right? So this was the draw on liquidity. So this is where I was expecting to. So as we can see, price just came and purged right through it. Now let's go to the second step in understanding our daily bias. And now for the second step, we have to understand the overall market structure, right? So for a bearish market structure, price is just constantly falling and creating lower lows and lower highs, just like we stated. And then for a bullish market structure, price is constantly rising and creating higher highs and higher lows. So right here was for the I had scaled down to the 1 hour because the 1 hour can show me each day, right, that is upcoming. So as we can see, this was the draw on liquidity, just like I stated on the weekly. This is where I was expecting for price to come in, pull towards to. So this was Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, right? So right here, as you can see, for the overall market structure, we're creating lower highs and lower lows right here. So because we're creating lower highs and lower lows, I was expecting for just more sell price action to come toward the week, right? So that's what we have to understand. We have to understand the overall market structure. What is the current market structure, right? Because a lot of people, they might jump on Monday, right, and just see price reversing right here, right, and then they start thinking that price is creating higher highs, just like we see higher highs. But overall, because on the weekly, because we did our weekly outlook, we know that our draw on liquidity was right here. We know that price, we just zoom out and we see that price is just actually creating lower highs and lower lows. So we were not looking for price to come in, clear these old highs right here. We're just looking for price to probably come mitigate something here and then go lower and then continue our downtrend pattern. And then so this was the before, and then right here was the after, right? So this was by the end of the week. Just like I stated, we're looking for this draw on liquidity to be cleared. So each day we're coming in the market, we're looking for downtrend price action, right? This was our lower high, but this was our lower low, and then price came in and give us another lower high, right? We see that price then it come in, clear these old highs, right? Because we're overall in a downtrend pattern on the weekly. This was our draw on liquidity. This is where we were expecting for price to pull towards to. So because price, we're expecting for price to pull towards to here, this move right here that happened on Monday, we just knew that was a reversal. We can actually cash reversal trades, right? That's just for advanced traders, right? Because we know that price is just pulling toward up here to come pushing down here, right? So right here on the lower time frames during your session, that's going to be the fourth main part, right? We're just going to over it. During your session, you can actually cash trade during each of these sessions right here, right? Until price pull toward your point of interest and then continue our downtrend pattern right here. So as we can see, before the week started, we have marked out each day, and then we know that this was our draw on liquidity, just like we stated. So we were just expecting for price to just come back down and just create lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, because we had our first lower high right here, and then we had our second lower high right here, right? This was on Sunday, so we're just gonna put S for Sunday. And then for Monday, we're not expecting for price to come and give us a higher high and then clear this high right here, because that right there would change the trend, right? That would take us from a bearish trend to now a bullish trend. So for us, because we already stated that the weekly is downtrend, right? So we were just expecting for price to come and give us another lower high to then go for Tuesday, give us lower highs and lower lows, just like happened right here, right? So for Monday came in, London open, we see that price give us a lower high and it came back down, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs, right? To just end the week off, right? So if price had came and give us a higher high right here, that would have been changed, that would have just changed the whole trend right here. But this was our draw on liquidity. Price is pulling toward down here like a magnet, so we were just expecting a bearish trend market structure. So that's for the second step. We have to understand our overall market structure, right? So for a bearish market structure, just like I stated, lower highs and lower lows, and for a bullish market structure, we're expecting higher highs and higher lows. And for the third step, we have to understand the recent liquidity sweeps / failure swings, and then we have to understand our higher time frame fair value gap, order block, and just extra forms of liquidity. So once buy side liquidity has been taken, price will now seek sell side liquidity, right? And that just vice versa. Once sell side liquidity has been taken, price will now start seeking buy side liquidity. And right here we just state that always to stay in flow with structure and just observe the overall trend and draw on liquidity, that where is price pulling towards to. Right here we can see that price has left us this 4-hour fair value gap. So right here it was like a magnet. This 4 fair value gap is like a magnet, and then price left us this 4-hour order block, just like we state right here. And then so this was on Sunday, we were just observing the market, and then on Monday, as we can see, price gave us a liquidity sweep. So after sell side liquidity has been taken, what can we expect? We can expect these old highs right here to get taken, right? Buy side liquidity, boom. Like I stated in the week highs / week low video, for just FMC purposes and just to make it easier to understand, we just label this as a week low, boom, and just these right here become week highs, right? So this low right here, this old low right here that got swept is our week low or sell side liquidity. And then these old highs right here that is bound to get taken is our weak highs, I would say. So this right here becomes our strong low, this old low right here, boom. And then where price is pulling towards to these old highs right here. This is just buy side liquidity. So once sell side liquidity has been taken, price is just gonna pull toward buy side liquidity to just come and fill in this fair value gap, which is acting like a magnet, and then to just tap into this order block right here. And just like we see right here in this chart, boom, after price, this is just a 4 hours chart version. So after price had cleared sell side liquidity on the 1 hour, where the price towards to these old highs, until price came in, pulled towards to our 4 hour fair value gap. And then on Tuesday London Open, price came and mitigated this 4 hour order block right here, and then started pushing price down lower, as we can see, because this was our draw on liquidity. So after this this higher time frame point of interest was mitigated, what can we expect? We can start expecting lower price action each of these days right here. So each day right here, to just make things easier, after this higher time frame point of interest, and we understand our draw on liquidity, can just go inside of the market expecting sell price action, right? But if this was a bullish type of trend, right, and then price came back down and mitigated a order block right here, boom, price came back down and mitigated order block, we can start expecting for bullish price action, boom. Because right here we was expecting a bearish price action, as you can see, after price mitigated our higher time frame point of interest, each day following that, what are we seeing? We're just expecting for price to just pull toward our draw on liquidity. So each day we just come in the market looking for sales during each of our session. So right here was our third point, right? Understand the recent liquidity sweeps / fair swings, and then identify the higher time frame fair value gaps, the order blocks / forms of liquidity. Once buy side liquidity has been taken, expect sell side liquidity to be next, and then vice versa, just like we stated right here. So once price came in, clear this week low. So make sure to understand the weak high / week low video / strong high and strong low video that I released, right? So once this low has been taken, boom, because this low failed to push price lower, so price came in, give it a liquidity sweep. So this was our sell side liquidity. Now we can expect for price to come in, pull towards these old highs right here until price tap into this 4 hour fair value gap. So right here is just 4 hour simple. And then for the last step is just to execute daily trades during your specific session, right? So right here I had stated the London session is from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then the New York session is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Right here I state to show up daily during session times and find key setups, reversals / continuations, executing the power of 3, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Figure out where you're at in the power of 3 and execute either in the manipulation phase or during the distribution phase. So right here is just a quick analysis for the power of 3. So right here prices just accumulate during Asian session, during London session give us a manipulation, and then during New York session price will just distribute, probably give us a pullback and just keep pushing price lower right here. So make sure you guys watch the London session video and the New York session video that I released, right? It will just be more help. And I also release a power of 3 video just for it just be more understanding, right? So each day we just show up in the markets looking for this exact pattern, and then where are we currently at? So during the Asian session price will just accumulate, and then London will just pull toward right here and then push price lower. And since we know we are currently in a bearish trend overall, we'll just be looking for sales, right? But if we were in a bullish trend overall, we'll just be looking for a pattern like this: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And each day this pattern will form: accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? And then I state, stop freaking trying to trade every single day. A lot of you guys trying to catch a setup every single day. You're trying to make money every single day. No high probability trader is like that. Nobody makes money every single day. Stop trying to treat this like it's a job, right? This is not a job. This is trading. It's different from a job. We're only looking for high probability setups during our session times, right? If you catch 2 or 3 trades in a day, or in a 2-day streak, right? So if you catch a good trade today, and then tomorrow you show up and you catch another trade, just sit on your hands and observe price action. Don't go back in the market just because you catch a trade and just trying to force a trade every single day. The key is not to trade every single day. It's just to find high probability setups during your sessions and just execute those setups, right? So don't treat this like it's a job, treat this like it's a business, right? So some days you might lose money, but the next day you make money, and then some days you make money, and then the next day you lose money. But only trade high probability setups. Do not try to catch a trade every single day and try to trade every single session. Just pick a session and show up every single day and just see if price show you a high probability setup. And then I stated to just stay patient and execute your trades until our draw on liquidity from the weekly/daily outlook has been met. We're expecting for our draw on liquidity. If you don't understand our draw on liquidity, it was this right here. Let me go all the way back up. This right here was our draw on liquidity. We're expecting for these old lows to be taken. I had just extended out a line all the way to the right of us. So now we understand that the line that right here was our draw on liquidity. Boom. We will show up every single day during our sessions and just try to catch a trade. So right here we can see that right here is our is the London session from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. So right here you probably catch you a nice continuation trade, right? Price was just accumulating during Asian session, and then push price came back down, probably mitigated something right here, and then started pushing higher. So right here during London session, if you were in there, you could probably catch you a nice continuation trade right here to just lead us to our 4-hour order block right here. And then for New York session, let me just zoom in a little bit more. You show up during your session and just see where did price currently do. What did Asian session do right here, and then what did London session do? And then for you during New York session, you just try to find you a setup during New York session right here, and then is the same exact thing. And then right here was just on Tuesday. So this was Tuesday's price action, and as we can see, price is just pushing price lower. And then this was the trade that I had made a video about on Wednesday about London session, and as you can see, price just accumulating, manipulating, and then distributing. So every single day you just show up during your session time, because we already know that price is pulling toward our draw on liquidity right here. So there's no reason to for you to even be guessing where is price heading towards to. This was our draw on liquidity. So every single day you just show up during your session and try to catch probably a reversal to a point of interest or a continuation to go toward the draw on liquidity. It's simple, guys. Don't try to complicate the daily bias. It's just extremely simple. Understand the weekly/daily, right? And just where are you currently at, and just overall market structure, and understanding your draw on liquidity. And just every single day you show up during your session trying to find you a setup, right, that correlates with the market structure. So right here, because we are in overall sales on Wednesday, I was mainly looking for sales right here, because sales are higher probable, right? Because sales are higher probable in a bearish trend. A lot of you guys might just want to catch reversals to a point of interest. That is perfectly fine, but that's just for advanced traders, right? Like for me, I might catch a trade right here, boom, to lead back right here for me to just catch more sales, because I know my overall draw on liquidity is right here. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys understand now how to execute the daily bias and just how to understand what you should just be looking for every single day when you show up on the markets. This was just a simple video on just going over daily bias and just how to just go about it every single day. But I will be partnering with a fellow trader where we'll be releasing a mentorship where we'll go in depth over daily bias and just all these things, right? We'll just be in depth how we do every single thing, right? But that is just coming soon for our mentors. If you want more help, make sure to comment down below, like the video, and just subscribe. Spektrades out.